right, so again, we have a catering service charges a $75 setup fee plus a set amount per guest to provide food and beverages for a dinner party. They give you a table below with all the information, and as we have learned by now, we should be able to select any pair that we want. So let's just say we arbitrarily select 40 and 475. They asked us for the total cost in dollars if 75 guests attend a dinner party. The first thing we needed to know was that since there was a $75 setup fee, that you still have to pay for each person. So that would be, if the problem was easy, it should have been 75 times the number of people plus another $75 for the setup fee. We're looking for this amount. How do we find that amount? We use the information that was given. So the total is supposed to be the number of guests times this unknown value, which is X, plus the $75 for the setup fee. If we take the two numbers that we chose randomly, so $475 would be the total, which is equal to the number of guests, which is 40, times X, plus 75. To solve this equation, subtract 75 from both sides, because it's the farthest from the term that we're looking for. It's canceled. So now you have 400 is equal to 40x. Divide both sides by 40. These will cancel, and now I have that 10 is equal to x. Now that we know that 10 is equal to x, then all I have to do is take that information and plug it in. So 75 times 10 plus the 75 will be 750 plus 75. And so 750 plus 75 is 825. And as always, bubble in your answer choice. Number 2, Tracy and her brother Carl are earning extra money by doing chores for people in the neighborhood. Tracy started off with $7 and now saves $5 each week. Carl started with $6 and now saves $5 each week. The table below shows the amount of money they saved for the first 4 weeks. After how many weeks will they both have saved the same amount of money? So we had a couple ways that we could have done this. We could have either continued the pattern, since the continuation would be $5 each week here. So when we add $5 to Tracy, we end up with 32. And when we add the $5 to Carl, we end up with 31. And if we look, though, we notice that they both save $5 a week. So I actually have to back up and say that we actually are never going to catch each other because they started at different places. So the answer is never. Whenever two things start at different places but then grow at the same rate or decline at the same rate, they will never be equal to each other. Next, this is the one that we try to avoid most, but is actually not that difficult when you have enough practice. So in the figure below, triangle JKN and MKL are some of the triangles with the length of JM in millimeters. We are looking for J to M, which means that we need both the length of JK and the length of KM in order to figure this out. So we write an expression that says that JM is equal to JK plus KM. We know that JK is going to be X because we don't know what it is, plus KM, which in this case is 20. So we know we're going to be looking for something to add 20 to it, which means now we need to use a proportion to set up a proportion. Write the names of the two triangles on top of each other so that you can see what the fractional relationships are. JK and ML are together, so they go on top of each other. JK over MK, which would be equal to, and that's pair 1, pair 2, which is going to be KN over KL. So KN over KL, which is equal to pair 3, which is going to be JN over ML. So JN over ML. Now our task is to choose the pairs that we're going to need to solve this problem. So since we need JK, we have to use pair 1. And since we need a pair that also has numbers so that we can have 3 out of 4 things that we're looking for, then we need pair 3. Because we already know that Jn and Ml have numerical values. Rewrite our fraction as small over large, because triangle JKN is a small triangle and triangle MKL is a large one. Then JK, which we don't know, we said is going to be X. So you're going to say X over ML, which ML is going to be, MK is going to be 20, so I need to write neatly, is going to be equal to Jn, which is 20, over ML, which is 80. Solve the proportion by cross multiplying. So 80 times X equals 20 times 20. Don't do any math in that first step as a habit for your future. So 80X equals 400. Divide both sides by 80. And you find out that X is equal to 5. Now that you know that X is 5, you're going to plug 5 back in. So Jm equals X plus 20. And now X is 5, then Jm is equal to 5 plus 20. And the answer is 25. And bubble it in. Number 4, again, Paul saved $125 to go to the music festival. Admission and food cost $28. Tickets for various performances cost $6 per ticket booklet. And so he used the following inequality to solve that situation, to find out how many ticket booklets he can be able to buy. So we're going to solve it by simply solving the inequality. So 28 plus 6x to be less than or equal to 125. Subtract 28 from both sides. These should cancel. 125 minus 28 is 97. So you should get 6x is less than or equal to 97. Divide both sides by 6. 6 is canceled. X 97 divided by 6 should be less than or equal to 16.2. Now, since we have to choose the answer that is less than or equal to 16.2, we must choose 16, and that is all. If it was 17, the answer would still be 16 because it must be less than 16. Finally, for number 5, there's a pyramid measuring 5 billionths of a meter across is among the structures built by chemists from DNA. The biochemical that carries the genetic code of all of life. What is the number expressed in scientific notation that actually is not accurate? This should not be scientific notation. It should be standard. But you should know that because all of the answer choices are in standard notation. So really they want 5 billionth in standard notation. So billionth means that the 5 should be in the billionths place. So here is the tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billionths place. The answer is C, 5 in the billionths place. That's all. Hope you did well. Make the corrections if you need to. Go back and rewatch the video as many times as you need to be ready for day 10 on tomorrow.